Okay, and welcome back. This is Lars, your casual MechWarrior, bringing you the First Circuit Podcast number 14. We're going right along now with these, it seems like, every week. So, tonight we have Aethamech. We have Abida. Have Ian.
Hello.
And as always, Old Bob 10025.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody.
Hey, Internet. Alright, so this week has been kind of slow, guys. I mean, there really haven't been many updates, but I think we have a small list of things to go over. So, who wants to take a lead on that one?
I think we can have Ada start up with a quick wrap-up for the loot bag event.
Yeah. Aetha, how did you do on your loot bags?
Despite being a whale, I managed to miss it by 5 because I'm retarded and lazy. So. Yay! Ian also picked the wrong mech, so it's okay.
You gotta wail harder.
It turns out it's a really good thing if you read stuff in advance. I, for some reason, thought the special hunchback was the 4G with the AC-20. Turns out it was the swearback with the medium laser hardpoints.
Yay. Whoops. Whoopsie.
I got a couple things, and like MC mostly is like what I wanted, and that's pretty much what I got. So it's nice.
Yeah, I went out and got my Stormcrow, which I haven't even used yet. But but I will say though, it is a nice freebie though if you worked and I guess paid hard enough to get it.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, I think I only got to 78. I'm like, okay, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to go do 150 freaking games and hopefully be able to get the Stormcrow. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'll just wait. I'll just wait and buy it later on or something. You want to get some money or something.
Once I pre-ordered the Piranha, that kind of put me at a nice I want to say probably 100 loot bags at that point. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna just trudge through and just fight just to get this thing.
I mean, I want it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, a Stormcrow, come on, that'd be pretty cool, especially a C-Bill one. Just add to the things that I got. That'd be kind of nice. But yeah, the effort was not worth it.
Yeah,
I think that's in general what we can summarize from this event. The loot bags are fine. They're a fun addition to the game. The big prize is it's okay for the people who want it. It's not great for the people who don't have a lot of time, but.
Well, plus also too, they're coming Thanksgiving and also Christmas, so it's not that big of a deal. So to have something else, hopefully it's a lot lighter during Thanksgiving and a lot lighter during Christmas, where you just gotta get match score for 80 games instead of 150.
But either way,
rough.
Yeah.
Personally, I earned all 150 bags, and then I felt a bit of burnout, so I've been doing other things for last.
I noticed that because I was like, oh wow, but just playing games that aren't MechWarrior. But yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Where I didn't play for 4 days, and I was like, oh, Shnikes, I gotta get on this game soon and just pound through these things if I want this free mech, or just pay more money. So
yeah, that's kind of where I got to. Is like, well, I've got my 50 faction play games. That was annoying. Oh, now you have to grind through 100 to get a Stormcrow. Well.
Oh well, but I think overall though, if you weren't fighting for the mech, you still got plenty of free swags. I mean, I got plenty of C-bills, which I in turn wasted immediately. So.
What I said last week, at least, is that it's okay doing a big event every so often, but they are quickly following it up with this new event.
Yes,
I feel is a bit too close on the heels, particularly since at least we're also going to get.
Yeah, I definitely felt burnout as well, guys, too.
Yeah, because for those of you watching, there is a new event coming out, aptly named Kills for Bills.
It's currently active, by the way.
Kills for Bills.
Yeah.
Yep. How long is it running for?
Another 3 days and 16 hours and some odd minutes.
So not even when the new stuff comes out, when a lot of people are coming in.
What's funny is I actually thought this was a No Guts No Galaxy ad for something. I didn't think it was actually for
Yes.
for a event or anything. I'm like, oh, okay, forget it. I don't really care about that thing.
Yeah, but honestly though, I mean, this event, it's just like a small baby event. It's just like, hey, if you want it, go for it. If you don't want it, whatever. But if you do, pretty much if you play during the weekend, you're gonna get it because it's not that hard to get on.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're going after that thing, and also to appease all the bills out there in the audience.
Well, I've already completed part of the the overall objective for it. So you've got, in the quick play side, 40 kill assists, 20 kills, and 10 solo kills. I've already finished 2 of the 3.
Already? Damn.
Not too hard.
Yeah.
For an 8.
Well, it's been
for
running
an
for over 8 hours now.
Oh,
give or
okay.
take.
Okay.
So, like, it started last night sometime.
Well, the nice thing is, like for the 10 solo kills, you get 500 MC, and that's just freaking crazy good. I mean, you're definitely able to actually get some type of like logo for your mech or something, or a couple skins that you want to have for it as well. And it's easy to do if you just go and play. And they also have it for quick play and faction play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if you're a good scouting or assault pilot, you could probably rattle that out a lot quicker and get a lot more reliable MC than the loot bags.
Yes.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. If you do scouting, that's gonna be real easy to get. Because I love scouting.
Actually, one quick thing that I'm not completely sure about, the quantity thing. Do you get those 500 MC the first time you complete those 10 solo kills?
I have no idea.
Or do you need to get those 10 solo kills 10 times?
I'm not
I think
sure.
it's
I hope it's not the latter.
Because that's a big thing here. 10 solo kills for 50 MC is like, okay, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna get a couple of those, but I won't grind for it. If you get 500 MC for just the first 10 solo kills, then that's a really good event.
I imagine it's just for 10, since it is only a weekend event, and they are usually trying to set a low bar so that people don't feel like they have to play, a numerous number of hours to get the maximum return of little trinkets.
Yeah.
Which
So,
is
but
good.
I think in conclusion for that event, it's simple, it's easy. You play the game, you're gonna get it.
10
And
solo
the
kills,
faction
huh?
play side is the exact same thing. It's
Yes.
the same goals and everything. So scouting will probably be the most efficient way to do it.
Oh yeah, definitely the fastest.
Mm.
And plus, I
Super
mean,
easy.
1,000 MC, like for both of them. So just let you guys know.
All right. In other recent news, at least before we go on to next patch Tuesday, they brought out a couple of new, a couple of the Civil War mechs have become available for C-Builds and MC. I.e., you can now get the Cougar for C-Builds,
I bought
which
one.
means, yep, and also the Annihilator for MC.
Mm-hmm.
So just to touch really quick on those, on this thing for those people not paying too much attention, the Cougar you can get for Seeble now includes the one with the ECM head hardpoint.
Which
So
is
you
the
can now
H.
put ECM on all of your Cougars,
Yes.
As
make
well
sure you
as
buy-
jump jets.
as well as jump jets if you're willing to give up the high hardpoints.
Yes. So buy the H or use the H Omnipods.
Definitely.
Like the H has the Cougar is basically an adder without as brilliant quirks, but it has 2 tons worth more of pod space, and it can fit that ECM and that jump jets.
Yeah. So very much worth it.
I like that one. You
Yep.
convinced me to go buy a clan mech, damn it.
For shame, you bought a clanner.
And Annihilator for MC, which isn't really that interesting, at least since you have to pay through the nose for a 100-tonner.
Yeah.
So
I'll wait a little bit for that.
In general, I think it's not worth buying Mechs for MC. Just wait another week and grind out the Seables. It's gonna be a lot easier.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure PGL will give us plenty more events to get more C-bills.
Yes.
Well, like if you have the tournament pack, I think you get an extra 1.5 million if you do all quick play and the 1.5 for all faction. So like, you might get just some extra one.
I desperately need those Seables.
Yes, you do. You need money, dude. You need-
I'm currently down to 297 Seables.
Jesus.
That's it.
That
And
sucks.
this happens every single week.
Because you have a habit.
Yeah.
I've got a habit of spending way too much on theme nights.
Yes, as do I. Oh yes, real
Like,
quick to our viewers, there's gonna be another theme night tonight, so stay tuned.
Are we going to mention what
Yeah,
the theme night's going to be
let's
about?
mention what theme night is too. It's,
Okay, fine. I was gonna keep it a mystery, but fine.
It's gonna be lightning and thunder.
Yes,
lots of
it's gonna burn.
PVCs, particle projectile
It's gonna-
cannons.
It's gonna burn very much.
Yeah,
the
but
bird.
just looking at the pricing, for example, of the Annihilator, it's like 5,000 MC for the hero,
Mhm.
which is like about $30. If you get the $30 MC pack, that's
Ugh.
6,500. Now, for $30, you could get the standard pack plus the hero or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's
a little, a similar price.
I think it's
Yes.
also the most expensive of the current Assault Mechs heroes.
What's
So
your build for it,
basically,
Ryder?
if you want to get Mechs for real money, get the packs through the store and don't use MC.
Yeah, using
Yeah.
MC to buy that stuff is always sort of a trap, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I hit them. I think you're right.
For
No,
what?
the only one that's more is Direwolf.
Really?
The Direwolf is more pricier than
Because
the
it's technically starting with like an XL engine. The Mean Baby also has an XL.
yes.
Yeah, and that's why it's so expensive.
Ooh, the Kaijus are close. Very close.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the Kaijus are the same
Kaiju-
amount of money.
I knew Kaiju was rough, but
And so is the Kodiak, same price, good for the Kodiak.
what about Boar's Head?
I think I may have passed it up, actually, but I'll get back to it. I think it was not.
This
War-
one, Boar's Head was like 39.
Woo! The Warhawk, 7,970.
Oh my. Then again, the Warhawk is really expensive through the store because of that stupid $240 package.
Boar's Head, same price.
Well, the
7,500,
Warhawk
yeah.
Hero is, isn't it, you're talking about? Because that's the a later release. You can
Oh,
get
the
that
Hero,
for just
okay.
$25.
Okay,
dollars.
that's-
Oh my god.
Anyway, so yeah, that was just a quick update, guys. If
quick
you've
update.
been thinking about the Cougar or to go back to the Cougar, you can now try it with ECM, jump jets, and all that jazz for seatbelts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cougar
don't forget
with
the H,
it.
guys.
It's a fun mech.
Yes, it's a snack.
If you enjoy being a slow adder.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
With less quirks.
So what's next on the
Yes.
agenda?
I think there's a quick PSA to put out. Next week we're gonna have a new map. So just
Well,
mentioning that
that's
one.
what we're getting on to is there's going to be a big patch next Tuesday, which they are bringing out a whole slew of things, which includes, yes, the new map that we talked about before. There was a teaser trailer for it. There is also the Thanatos, of course, all ECM, 75 Innosphere mech with lots of missiles and energy, and some ballistics as well. So a lot of interesting things going on there. And lastly, the loyalty rewards.
You know, I
Mhm.
hope this map does actually turn out to be a run around, type thing. NASCAR and
Oh, again, that'll come down to how it's kind of laid out and how the players kind of approach it.
very true. Yeah, but it's looking at
Everyone's
now-
going to be running around like headless chickens to start with. So
Oh, for
of
a week
course,
it's gonna be
yeah.
awesome, man. I can't wait.
Like I said, like the first week of a new map is always the best week because no one knows how to use it just yet. So there's always a lot of fun experimentation on map stuff when it first comes out.
I mean, if we're playing some matches, I would quite advise us to pick up some ECM mechs because a lot of people in those things have no idea where to go or where they can go. So if you just snipe at their heels, run around with ECM mechs,
Yeah, true.
you can totally abuse the pugs.
Mhm.
Well, I plan on doing stealth nukes, so it'll be okay.
Oh, stealth nukes.
Yeah, one of the Thanos with the 6 missile hardpoints. You go 6 SRM, 6s with Artemis and stealth armor and
Oh, the
ECM,
big-
and like a
Isn't
light.
that- oh yeah, that's
360.
all over the mech.
The big heavy mech with big side, like shoulders, just like the Uzil. That one. When they
Yeah.
first came out, before we actually started like complaining.
I'm
against
okay with
more-
it though.
Okay.
I expect it to do much better than what anyone else says.
I hope so.
Simply because it is a 75-ton mech. It'll have enough armor up front to start with, and then once you start packing on the survival tree, it'll actually make it fairly decent.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm
I
just
mean,
worried.
Ye
That's
of
all.
little faith.
I mean, granted, the one that has the 6 missile they only gave it base structure quirks, no armor quirks.
I know.
But that's all right.
I'm
Is there
just
rules for it
gonna
yet?
say I hated the Thanatos in MechWarrior 4. I'm gonna hate it in the MechWarrior Online as well. So
Oh, they got the quirks up for the Thanatos.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
they do.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
The
interesting.
quirks for
actually.
the loyalty mechs, I think. Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, did they say that there's a quirks for the loyalty mechs or no?
No.
check
Oh, no. Okay.
No, that's always going to be after the podcast.
Yes, that'll be during or shortly after the podcast. You'll have the quirks out for the urban mech because that's the only one we care about.
So if you are watching this on a later point of time, just go to mwomerks.com and take a look at the patch notes.
Oh wow, the Thanatos ST has 6 MRM 10s. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Merm vomit.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. Cool. I can't wait.
Love it.
But yeah, they're all structure, aren't they, Lush? I didn't see any with armor.
Yes,
Yeah,
there is.
they're all structure.
Structure.
Larsh, that's a 5T. Or, sorry, Bob, that's a 5T, not an
Oh,
SD.
5T? Okay, sorry. I gotta wear more glasses. I gotta get my eyes checked, dude.
The best part is it's shorter than a lot of the other 75-ton mechs, so it'll actually kind of short and boxy.
Mhm.
And it
Oh,
has
yeah, they
nice
do
high
have
mounts.
those.
It's not
Yes.
like a Black Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely squat.
Still,
So
you know,
it's-
And, like, yeah, the side torsos are easy to isolate, but
I mean, that's
I
the only
mean, if
thing
you
I
can-
would target.
Light
You know?
engine?
Light engine mech.
Yeah,
I mean,
still,
if you
Yeah, I
can
mean-
torso twist.
they all come with XL, so you just strip the XL out, sell it, and then stick the appropriate size light engine in, and it's almost identical.
But if you're
So
a person like Ian, though, he has no money, so definitely target the right and left
that's
torso.
what you sell the. That's why you sell the.
You sell the
XLs.
XLs.
I've got plenty of standard engines lying around, and since this mech has a couple energy torso points, that might make a somewhat acceptable zombie.
I don't know. Still, you knock out that and knock out the light engine. It's still like the firepower and everything else goes way down. Or the like
Also,
remodel stuff.
another thing to kind of bring up: the 5S variant can probably do dual heavy Gauss,
Oh.
Yes,
That's-
that's gonna
that's
be a
just-
big thing.
It's
and
disgusting.
those are
And-
above the cockpit mount. So
Oh, that is right.
So
I'm looking at that now.
peaking.
That's interesting.
Peaking heavy Gauss.
it'll be dirty.
It's gonna be
The
real
front
dirty.
mech is hidden behind the reinforcement paywall, though.
Yes.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, when it actually comes out for C-bills, at least from my
Yes.
perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Because I didn't buy this one, sadly.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that one.
Mhm.
Wheel hard enough.
Hey, I wailed hard enough to get the new mech. Okay,
It's
the
Christmas,
the
man.
gift.
I can't weld
Yeah.
anymore.
Because yeah, those ballistic side torsos are locked behind the paywall along with the spread missile hard points.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
also didn't know where the mounts were going to be when they announced it, so no one could actually guess if they were going to be high or low. I think everyone assumed they were going to be Atlas height.
Well, just like the Cougar mounts for the ERPPCs are really high, so that's nice. Be able to peek over the hills and shoot your PPCs.
Yeah, with the height mounts,
Thank
and,
you for
at
the
least
follow,
a little
my
bit
friend.
of
I do
quirks
appreciate it.
here and there
You are
to
a scholar and
buff
a
up the weapon
saint.
systems and buff up its survivability.
I know it's not showing up
It might
yet,
do
though,
alright
but
quite
I
well.
do
I was
appreciate it, guys.
I was worried at least because they always sort of make ECM
Sorry, right now I
mechs kind
don't
of
have
meh.
my other screen up,
Mhm.
and so I can't look at
And,
chat.
This is a whole
But I do
line of
appreciate your follow. Thank you. I
ECM mechs.
now hit 400.
and they might just
I'm
make them all
happy.
meh, but they all
Very
have
happy. Thank you.
either standard 75-tonner agility or above.
And then stealth armor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Thanatos, to summarize it up, maybe is gonna be a good mech. It's gonna be a fun mech, and I'm looking forward to the Seabill release.
I just want something new, so I'm happy that way. Just anything new. Is
I
good.
imagine it's going to be very sloppy, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't care. Sloppy's good. Sloppy's fun. Very, very fun.
It has really big legs, though.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was thinking about just doing one day of just hitting legs, and that's it. I'm gonna only target legs. I'm gonna do that for one night, like sometime.
Be a clanner for one day.
I'm gonna be a clanner for one day. Be a cheating clanner. Be a cheating MF and clanner that only shoots legs because they're dishonorable. And they should be honorable like in the lore, but they're not. And they don't fight in stars, they fight in companies. What the hell?
All right. Also, just kind of going through comments because you should probably do it too.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that
Sorry.
no, that's cool. I'm probably butchering the hell out of this one, but
Sorry, Raven. Thank you, man. I appreciate it,
Havocome?
buddy.
HAVOCME says this thing looks like a missile-themed Warhammer almost, is what he's saying.
Ooh, yeah, it does actually.
Yeah.
Kinda,
It does.
Could be.
Yeah, because the Warhammer doesn't really have many missile ones except for the one variant.
It just has a.
And it's
little
only
thing on
3
top.
missiles on there, and you're always adding like giant missile pods to it. Whereas the Thanatos,
Yes.
it's putting those missile
How
pods
me. Okay.
in its torsos or in the arms, which that just makes them better shields.
I
Yeah.
feel a really hard need to add something real quick. Do not put LMs on the Warhawk. Please
Don't put alarms.
I've seen
No.
way too many of those. Don't do it. It's not effective. You can have a
No.
backup LM10, but not more than that.
So, Snuggles, if you're listening, you know you're going to be putting alarms on the Thanatos, right? Just saying.
Oh god, if we have enough whales in our group,
Troll.
we should do mass Lerm Thanatos.
Oh,
Lol,
God.
lol, lol, lol.
Oh, you guys are making me hurt.
The only thing is, there'll be so many other Thanatoses around, there'll be a lot of ECM probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At least the first couple of days.
I'm an ECM LRM boat. No one can see me.
Yeah, and then
In some ways, that is nice since before it was only what the Tempest. That was
Yeah.
2 missile hardpoint ECM large 70 tonner. Now Innosphere has a pretty decent 75 tonner
Tempest
missile.
is pretty good. It has 3 hard points for missiles, and it's not too bad. Plus ECM. It's nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it was one of the few that could ever do it. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing like it. Otherwise, you couldn't get C-build variant.
yeah,
true,
and I kind
true.
of like how Reality Deviant there is saying that, granted this thing has very large side torsos, but the CT is looking pretty thin. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
might be, yeah. So that's probably one good benefit of this thing is that the CT is rather small compared to most mechs in the game.
Is it just me,
Yeah.
but does it look like a roughneck for some reason?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, I gotta kill it.
I'm gonna join you there.
You could join in and killing the Thanatos.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Since I didn't buy one, I'll be joining in on that.
Yeah.
Let's do another hunting party then.
Oh, that was fun, man. That was a lot of fun.
That was really good.
I mean, it's still a fairly sizable target. It depends
Oh,
how much like you're staring at targets. So I wouldn't be surprised if it actually gets called out a lot if people are staring too much at it. It's also
Yeah.
fairly flat, so that even if you're twisted a bit to the side, people can still see your CT fairly
Well, it's
easy.
just below a Black Knight, which is kind of nice. Black Knight is freaking gargantuan tall, man. Every time we use that thing, I always get hit in the head.
So,
and the Night Gear, about the same size as Night Gear and the Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to the thing that Bida just said, I actually just had a short MechWarrior 4 flashback. Because the Thanatos had pretty similar hitboxes in MechWarrior 4.
Yeah.
And I remember that it was really easy to call them out when you played PvE, because the AI tend to just stood there and shoot at you. But the Thanatos was incredibly hard to call out in multiplayer, because people actually were able to shield their Thanatos there.
I
So
was scared of Thanatos.
I'm going to assume it will be quite similar here.
Yeah.
Well, it has huge arms to go and shield with, and that's good.
Mm.
But it looks like all the arms have weapons in them, though. Like, unfortunately.
That
Well,
is one thing.
on the hangover, the arm or the left arm at least is sacrificial.
Yeah, true.
The left
It
arm.
all depends on what you focus on. If you go like
Yes.
massive MRM and the side torsos on one of them, then you
Well-
don't really care about the energy arm or ballistic arm.
Yeah.
So
true.
there's only a single missile hardpoint in any of the torsos.
Oh, really?
The hangover has like 4 or 5 missile hardpoints in the one arm, but because it's one arm with the limited space, you're mostly going to be rockets, which
Yep.
means once you fire the rockets, that arm is a shield.
Exactly.
And according to her, looking at the geometry on the hangover in the page, it looks like all the missile pods actually stack onto the arm itself, making it a bigger, better shield. So
Oh, wait, hold on a
I
second.
imagine it'll be a.
I just looked at the side torso of the Thanatos, and I might be wrong on using that as a shield. It's okay. It's not the best in the world. It's not like a Centurion, but it's still good, though. It's still not as good as a Centurion, but it's not bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, I imagine that the Thanatoses will be a lot more durable than people will give them credit for.
Oh, yeah. I'm just worried about the right and left torsos, basically, because that's one I'm targeting, and legs. I'm going to kill legs.
Oh,
The
I mean,
legs
that's
are
a
pretty
Hellbringer.
thick.
Everyone knows to shoot the torsos on the Hellbringer, regardless of what it's doing. So it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah. Which, if people are used to that, for the most part. Also, quick pause. I just want to say thank you to Vidme and Dire Raven, our 2 new follows for today.
Yes,
and,
Dire Raven also went to mine, too. Thank you, man.
Great. And Dire Raven is actually a new player to MechWarrior Online. So thanks for joining in.
Oh, wow. Welcome,
Hey there,
man.
Ian.
Oh, your brother's getting you into this game. Okay, cool, man. Dire Raven, nice to meet you.
Yeah, he's the newest minion.
Oh,
He's the newest minion.
Arc's brother, right?
Yes,
Oh,
and
okay.
his name is Ian. So we have 2 Ians in here now.
Okay.
It's going to be fun.
That makes sense.
Cool.
But yeah, to wrap on the Thanatos, the Innosphere now has a really tanky 75 tonner. They have a really mediocre 75 energy boat that you shouldn't take, and now a great varied ECM 75 tonner
Yeah.
to add to the stable.
Yeah, it's not
It should
bad.
be good.
I like it. I mean, it's okay. It looks like a roughneck.
It's all right.
It's a roughneck.
There's a lot of various different hardpoints. I'll be interested to see what people turn it into.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
there are ways to be creative in this Mac that makes me wish I would have purchased it in a pre-order.
I mean,
But
I definitely like the paint job though. The paint job for the Hangover and the S is really nice.
yeah,
Those are kind of neat.
buyer's remorse of not buying. Oh well.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Well, you
what else
can
do we
still
have?
pick it up, but no early adopter rewards.
Well, I want the freebies, but too late.
I still wish the early adopter rewards they would last until Monday or Tuesday
Mhm.
almost, before the patch launches, because I really want to see what quirks are on a mech before
I know.
making an fully informed purchase, particularly when I actually can see its in-game model, not just the artwork.
One
So
thing that
still.
might be pretty good for mech packs in general is to add those 6.5 million C-builds just permanently, because you kind of need those to equip the mechs.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
that's a different
at least the
topic.
Thanatos comes with the XL, so you sell all that.
Yeah. And
XL 375s, that's pretty.
Just get
That goes
light.
for a pretty penny.
the missile Thanatos comes with a 300 light engine.
Yeah.
So
God,
they already
that's-
have it set for brawling. It's kind of fun.
That's
Yeah, that's a
perfect for
reinforcement
Merm Knight.
though.
Also, I completely missed that the Hero Mech has a Tardian computer Mark III in this thing.
Well, it's not a clan one, but yeah.
Well, didn't you see it has like 4 Rocket 15s and a Rocket 10?
Yeah.
Stock.
Aw.
It does.
That's great.
That's
That's a
silly.
crazy amount of
Fast
damage.
rocket.
I love that.
Like an Iron Fist, man.
Power fist.
Power Fist.
Yeah, you can do some good fisting there with that mech.
Oh my.
Fisting mechs.
I think we're getting into dangerous territory. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess as we move on, probably like the last thing we really had to do, and we're blowing through today's topics, by the way, which should give us
Mhm.
plenty of time, is that any more opinions on the mechs we're getting next week? Because we're getting a whole handful of stuff.
Well,
along
I
with these
think
patch notes.
I think at least the first things first is the loyalty reward mechs are also launching, and the deadline for them is right up till patch day, right
Yeah.
right up to the hour.
Mhm.
So if you haven't got them still, and your payday is close, or you're interested in anything, you still have time to pick up some of those loyalty rewards.
Just to give you a quick example, for just $7 you can get a free urban mech.
Yeah,
With
and
seatbelt boost and missile hard points.
it's gonna be a
Yes,
fun urban mech. I mean,
I
if,
can't wait
That's
for
the
that one.
coming of Ruby Day.
Oh, we gotta do Mother.
ooh, we
with
could
the
do Mother.
Urbies. Yes. Mother with Urbies.
Remember,
Error
and Mother.
mother.
Yeah, I think that's the big standout, at least to point people towards, is that Missile Irby. For very cheap price, it's a nice hero like mech that you get MC and the thing for. Like, yeah, of all of them, that's the thing to look out for. There's
And-
still Jump
and-
Jet linebacker, ECM in
Griffin?
the other arm for the thing. Yeah, Griffin with ballistics.
Exactly.
And a Victor with a whole slew of ballistics all over the place.
Oh yes.
Kid Fox
We
looks
can
okay.
finally put LB20s on a Victor, so I'm really excited for that one.
Mm-hmm.
For the clan, for the rewards in general, the big rewards, obviously the linebacker and the Victor, and you need to spend a lot of money to actually get those. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna stay with the opinion that the Urbi mech is by far the one to look out for most.
Yes.
And the paint job looks great on that thing, man. I love what it looks like. All the earth tones and everything looks beautiful.
Another thing I think I remembered, there's the deadline's coming patch day Tuesday, but it also applies for any of the new mechs that they've announced. So if you were interested in the Black Lantern and the whatever they announced before, those also count. So you don't have to buy an old pack to get these rewards, by the way, just in case anyone is curious out there.
Okay.
Which is nice. If it would be really annoying if you qualify technically because you just really like the Black Lantern and you bought the collector pack, and then PGI screwed you over.
And then I'm also looking forward to the Kit Fox too that we're gonna be getting, because I like the Kit Fox.
Those side torsos.
Yeah,
What's on the side torsos?
Missiles.
missile side torsos
Oh,
for
okay.
Kit Fox
So
with
you put some
ECM.
ATMs on them?
Yeah, oh, yeah, ATM Kit Fox.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now it can LRM dangerously.
I don't know. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still liking the old one, like with the 2 on each side, like for the energy ones, and it works pretty well. For very, very high mounts.
You
For
can
the-
do triple AMS and 3 SRM2s on the Kit Fox now. Max derp.
Max derp.
Ooh, wow.
You need a lot of ammo for that,
Yeah,
unless you
big
want to do
man.
laser AMS.
Obviously, triple laser AMS on the Kit Fox.
Oh god.
I like suiciding.
And of course, at least the nice thing with all these loyalty ones is they are coming out for C-bills eventually. So the whales aren't exclusively going to get jump jet linebackers. That's going to become a
Mhm.
thing for everybody. And also, yeah, missile side torso Kit Fox, which is obviously going to be the new meta, is also will eventually be available for C-bills.
Oh yeah, and then also in the chat there, I forgot about Small Fry here saying, "Do you think we'll be able to have that 2 ECM?" That's right.
No,
that was-
they at least what I've heard is they said no, you can't equip both simultaneously. That you
Yeah.
can have 2 omnipods that allow ECM at the same time, which is
Mhm.
not really that worth it.
So instead of 240, you're now can be targeted like only past 100 or something.
Well, if only that would have
Yeah.
been the dream.
Yeah.
That it would just cut down even more. You could be the maximum support mech if they allowed you to bring 2 ECM computers plus the nodes and
Jesus.
AMS.
And a probe for good measure.
Well,
Yeah.
and a narc side torso, eh?
Ooh.
And if you're a whale and you got the energy side torso, a tag there and a flamer.
ATM9 with a
Tag.
narc. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna like this.
Maximum support, if only.
You can knock them and you can put some deep probes in there. Okay.
Okay.
I do hope those
Let's
missile
move
hard
on.
points are high so that I can knock people in Kit Fox. That would be great.
Oh, they put a photo out earlier actually, and they are
Yeah, they are.
they're basically the like top bunny ears. Will
Yeah.
have the
Ooh.
missiles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they replaced the venting with missile pods.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, that's a nice knocking spot indeed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very nice looking.
That should affect cooling efficiency though.
It's gonna be nice. Can't wait. So what's next on the agenda as far as like, is it build 3?
I don't know.
Well, I think at least the thing we should prioritize is questions from last podcast. Since we asked
Oh, that's
people
right,
to
yeah.
ask us some questions in the comments section, I think it's fair we answer those first.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think we had like 2 people who had questions, or it's more like one had like his own opinion and one had a question.
Mhm.
Because I actually
Alright.
have them up here. I'm just trying to see where I put them at. Oh no. So yeah, so we had May saying, just to throw it out there, clan weaponry is heavy due to additional heat sink requirements.
Yeah, well, that's the way
kind
to
of.
balance it though. Like in the game system, especially in the board game, was it does fire further. It does more damage, but it had to have some type of drawback against it. Otherwise, everyone just go play clan, like which they're doing now. They'll play clan like anyways, and so that they have some type of drawback as far as it increases the heat.
Mhm.
Especially like in the board game itself, and that's kind of like why they actually have that some drawback to make sure no one's going to abuse it.
Mhm. Let's translate that into MechWarrior Online then. You don't have to fire non-stop. You can just Alpha Strike, cool down, and fire again, which is what most of the clanners are doing, which is why we're seeing this stupid high pinpoint damage laser bomb builds. So,
Again, yay.
Easy button.
Easy button.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to constantly fire 4 medium lasers without getting too hot, yeah, you need a crazy amount of heat sinks to do that. But if you're running just 4 medium lasers, you might as well just hit and run with that in that light mech you're running.
So I guess to that comment, we can basically say if you're doing it the way they were originally meant to be in tabletop, then yes, you need additional heatsinks. If you're doing the cheeky easy button boring stuff, then you don't need additional heatsinks.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal playstyle though I love constantly laying on fire, holding down areas of the map, and for that I typically like having more heat efficient mechs that don't necessarily have the hugest alpha, i.e. very unclan-like. And it's a huge culture clash for me when I'm trying to build for clans, because I want to make them in a sphere. I want to make it so I can sustain, but their weapons are made for a very different purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is often why I sort of take, a fairly middling alpha, but then I throw in an arc and a couple of machine guns or whatever, just so I've got something funny and gimmicky to use on
Just
top.
have that Swiss Army knife going in.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right, and then we had one other comment, which is from Telmo. I'll try to paraphrase or condense it because he did have a lot, but he is actually one of our constant
regulars.
viewers.
Base regulars on my channel too.
Yeah, and he never tends to watch us live, but he always comes in late, so we appreciate you coming in, hoping you're watching this later. So, just to say that he did miss our review on the Black Lantern, but he came in to come in and see it, and he says that he can make 3 good builds with the Lantern. He says it can't pack Artemis because of lack of tonnage, and despite the engine being a 385, it's locked to 0 inside heatsink, so heat efficiency will not be good either. I wish the hero had jump jets, in spite the lack of tonnage, for extra mobility, like the Shadowcat emulator. To be honest, I can't see any scenario where I take the Black Lantern instead of a Battle Mech variant, Arctic Wolf. For running with a Piranha, the 365 XL will give the ARW Piranha speed of 147 kph and 6.5 tons, or a 315. I'm just off the wall today. Or a 315 XL for 127 kps and 13 tons to work, more than the Black Lantern.
Well, the Black Lantern.
Yeah.
It's bringing more of that Swiss Army knife. It's often bringing ECM and mask. So
and then he ends with, this mech is very BrioS, or the beef, a mech for players that excel at ambushing lights and mediums in flanks.
Yes, true.
So that last statement, I'm 100% with you there, and that's the only and foremost reason I bought the Black Lantern.
Yeah, to do ambushy fun things like that.
I got the Black Lantern because I like the Derpa Mechs. I need to turn this into some stupid Swiss Army knife.
I don't know, the Piranha going 147 with 12 machine guns, that's pretty nasty. Oh my god.
That's not the scary one, though. The scary one would be the Micropulse.
Yeah, Micropulse is nasty.
Hysterical.
So, what I'm looking at, this requires hero reinforcement, though, is I would want to do 6 machine guns, NARC, PPC, AMS, and ECM. I think there might just barely be enough that you'd have to strip probably the legs a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe not go AMS, but that is at least my possible plan for the thing, making it a fast-moving arrow with ECM. Now, that is kind of funny. I like that.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, that is good. A fast arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of look at the Black Lantern in general as kind of like the linebacker version of a medium mech, whereas they put such a big engine in it that you're almost limited to just putting on the smallest weapons and just going for maximum amount of pokage.
Mm-hmm.
But the linebacker, though, that all that armor made it a pushing mech for the clans, which is actually quite good for them in some ways. Like it just waddles in there. It's a giant wad of armor. And splats people with SRMs.
Except we started seeing almost every linebacker I've started seeing has started bringing like 9 small pulse lasers, and they're just kind of like running around with the cheetahs and stuff again.
Yeah, and
instead of encouraging the team to push, they're kind of off doing their own thing again.
Yeah. And considering that kind of like how Biter said, just a wad of armor, but small pulses, very, very short cooldown. Yeah, it's kind of ugly.
Yeah, but the Lana can't do the mass energy or missiles so much. It's a lot more restricted in its hardpoints. Which is why almost like the hero doing an arrow is actually kind of quite appealing, because that is actually, 6 machine guns is, as we see in a lot of the light mechs, quite a nice complement to any other build.
Yeah. I think for me, it's going to come down to quirks too. Let's see what this thing has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, with the artwork looks pretty good for the Falcon. If you're a Jade Falcon type person, the decals they look halfway decent. The colors are pretty nice. The Omnipod hardpoints, yeah, like I can see some good things like coming out of this, especially with the head like ECMs. I definitely see some good things. And then the 6 energy for the C looks really nice on the left arm, and you can switch those out to be got the hero. You can switch out to 3 ballistic and then 6 energy, and just be an arm mech like most other like mechs are too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that being said, the 6 laser arm, just from the images they've already given us for it, it looks like it's going to end up looking like the Viper hand, where it's like the little tiny arm comes off and then you get the great big laser brick on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that may or may not be a big weak point on the mech.
It's going to be like a Viper or a Cougar in that sense.
But at least that is one of its big draws, is that you can at least fit a lot of stuff there.
I'll probably just fit just grab the A because it has ECM and mask, and then basically switch out the Omnipods to be whatever you want to, basically, and just use that as my stock build. Use either like the A or the Prime, basically. And then the rest of them gonna be like, okay, whatever. The rest, then I'll just use those 2 as stock builds and build from there, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. It looks cool though. It looks nice. A nice little mech. Can't wait.
I just wish the image for the hero wasn't lies.
It's lies.
Really?
It's got 3 ballistic in each side, in each arm, but obviously it's showing. They just recolored it. It's got lasers.
Yeah.
I think they at least. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. It's still got the left torso missile, I think.
Yeah, it has the missiles.
It's just recolored. Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's also a left torso energy apparently on that hero, which of course isn't in the C variant. So I wonder where that energy is. Where do you put it?
Well, we'll just say that they
The sun
swapped
don't shine.
Omnipods.
They'll find something for it though.
1 energy, 1 missile. Yeah, you're right.
Hell, you could even take out the left arm, the 3 ballistic there, switch out the torsos. You have an extra missile, left torso. You can have 1 energy, 1 missile. I mean, there's a lot of cool Omnipod things you could do for this to be a freaking monster. I mean, for a 55-ton mech, I mean, it's gonna be nice, especially if you know how to go build mechs. Except for that horn. Whatever that was.
Sorry, that was my phone. I'm surprised my phone vibrate came through like that.
That was funny.
It's loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this down here now. Oh, there we go.
I am now awkwardly checking my phone to make sure it's off.
Oh, geez, that's funny.
So, new rule: all phones off of hard objects, so they can't.
Yep.
All I heard was a horn. I'm like, right after I finished, I'm like, what?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but beyond that, yeah. So sorry, go ahead there. I was just gonna be like, beyond that, like, what else is there to talk about today?
Well, spare time general build stuff. So basically, Actually, I was going to ask this. What do you think, just real quick, what mechs are best for certain types of maps? So obviously, lure mechs basically would be for like Polar Highlands, but what light, medium, heavy, and assault mechs would be best to use on certain different types of mechs or maps? I'm sorry.
Ooh, you know what? I have an idea that might segue to later on today. What good PPC mechs are there for which maps?
Well, obviously,
let's just say what's a good PPC mech, because it's usually at least you take a good PPC mech and bring it to any map and it'll do all right.
Yeah,
very true.
You've got the Hawk and the Kaiju as some of the assaults that have the decent PPC quirks and loadouts on them.
I would like to start off with the Edda and the Warhex, so I've got the easy picks and you guys can do the hard ones. And the Cougar, because the Cougar looks absolutely stupid.
It looks awesome, man, with those two big
adorable
PPC on it. I love it.
It looks like it's about to tip
You
over.
could do high-mounted PPC side torsos, but it's got 2 big, giant cardboard tubes right by the cockpit.
Exactly. I can't wait to use it. Well, just like the Hunchback, when they I had to go put ammo in certain position, they have the Hunchback 2C for not to blind me every time I use it. have it like go go down 1 or 2 spaces.
Oh yeah, had to bump down the ACs because the muzzle flash was too much.
Exactly. And with the old man glasses like I have, can't see straight.
Ooh, we actually got a question in the chat there. So, question: Clan PPC does 10 in one spot and 5 spread. Does IS Heavy do the same for it, or does it do 15 to one spot?
Pinpoint. It's pinpoint.
Yeah, the IS heavy PPC is all to one spot.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it actually gave more detail, like what is splash damage, like for a new player, saying, hey, splash damage is within 2 or 3 meters, it does an extra 5 points of damage, or something like that would be nice.
Yeah, for clan PPC, it just says 10, and that's it. And at least to somebody who doesn't realize, that actually sounds kind of weak for what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then also a new question. John says, "The hell? Who let Ian in?"
Is he talking about the other Ian or me?
No, just you in general.
Just you in general.
Okay then. I mean I can go. Okay. See you.
He's just asking a question, but yes.
Actually, it was me that let Ian, by the way.
Invited him.
Yeah. Basically invited him in. Felt Ian basically has really good contributions to the podcast, and plus also he does actually run his own channel, and he knows a lot about different types of things that are going on as well too. So I figure basically why not be a person and be a good fit for the channel as well.
Yes. Okay, and then also for another actual real comment and question there,
Okay.
Nano says a catapult K2 could work
Yes.
well.
I saw that comment, and Nano, you are awesome to remember that, Nick. It's one of my favorite catapults.
The Jester also does PPC as well.
Ooh, yes, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'd say the Jester if you have it.
Well, I agreed. It's still another Hero mech, but it has the same arm styles that the K2 does.
Were we fighting a bunch of the catapults with heavy PPCs like last night?
Yeah,
Yep.
That was a fun match. And actually, I want to buy one of these because I don't have any catapults. And ever since they did like the rescaling, I like how they look.
Yes.
K2 is a nice one to pick up because that can do the PPC shenanigans for now, but then also side torso ballistic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
I do have
double
one,
AC20 or double goes. So
And not only
yeah,
that,
a lot of
but
things.
it has quirks for plus 20 PPC velocity and plus 10% ballistic range and negative 10 energy heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Now,
this is nice.
The big question is, can you do dual heavy Gauss in it?
I don't think you can.
Yes,
Can you?
Can
Can
if you strip. You can barely do it in the Usil, so you can definitely barely do it in the K2.
Ooh,
Ooh la la.
The K2 you can. That'd be nice. Okay, we gotta do Gauss Night again. I'm ready.
Oh no!
I want the
I don't want
K2.
flashbacks. Bob, you weren't there.
I know I wasn't. I wasn't sure.
Nah. If we do, I'm drinking a lot of coffee to focus up, or maybe drinking Monster energy drinks to make sure I got my pinpoint accuracy on point for that day.
Oh yeah.
I could also just practice some days beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah,
To
true.
the
Private lobby.
snipey or brawly style.
Practice
True,
sounds
true.
try hard.
Practice try hard.
Indeed.
What's so good about the Jester though? 6 energy.
6 energy, 2 AMS.
Mhm.
And it has the highest engine cap.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I ran my Jester with dual regular AMS, XL315, and 4 ER PPCs for a while.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, at least for the night I've got, yes, indeed, the Warhawk lined up. That is always a star of the show. It's got the PPC quirks, though. PJ, I have been tuning it down over time. I'll be interested to see how it performs. Though still, being able to chuck out so much damage in a short amount of time with all those quirks is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, also, guys.
there's-
Sorry. Again, I'll just say sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, so for those of us running the Cougar tonight, we're gonna have to go ahead and prove a viewer wrong, saying because Ederin Seeker saying, "Oh God, the Cougar! It's the mech that struggles to break 100 damage even with ECM."
God. Oh, we're gonna break
No,
that.
that's the Cyrus.
That's the Cyrus.
Theo
Yeah.
has
That's
that
your
problem.
Cyrus.
Yeah, Cougar's be easy to break 100, man. That's nothing.
Yeah,
You
so
know what's funny? Like when I first began playing, 100 damage. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of damage. And when I first played, now it's like if I don't get 100, I like go in the bathroom, just go take a shower, I feel dirty.
yeah, because for now, like the minimum to call yourself good is like 500
Yeah.
or 300, if depending on the mech.
It depends.
Well, if you can roll 400 average damage out of like the St. Eyes Blues, then you're a good player.
There you go.
Okay, good then. Cool.
I mean, we got to classify it with an actual mech behind it because rolling 500 damage is easy. Some mechs. I mean, you can give almost anyone a Kodiak 3 and just go, here, point this at that guy and pull the triggers, and it'll work.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
not necessarily sure about that though, because with the nerfs the clan UX and the jam chance, jam time, clan UX have really fallen out of favor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Kodiak 3, I mean, it's sometimes there, but it just jams itself up so often now. It's kind of easy peasy, easy pickings.
Yeah, you just keep pushing in on it and take advantage when it jams.
Yeah, exactly. Like I did buy the Kodiak 3, haven't really played it much, but I was like, I did run UAC 2, 5, 10, and 20, but now all of them are jamming at different times. It's really confusing. So
Yeah.
I just run four Gauss rifles now, which is actually what I've seen a lot more often.
Yeah, that's how it's starting to shift.
That's a lot.
Another thing to do with it is the 4 LBX 10s because that's really efficient.
Yeah,
It's
I've
very
had troubles
cool.
with that one though because it's only a 40 alpha and it's damage over time kind of thing. Like a lot of people, they aren't scared of that. And even if I'm splatting people at like 500 meters range, it goes all over the place and it takes a while to kill anything. At least for a 100 tonner, it just doesn't feel good enough. Like you're a great mopping up mech though.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have about 10 more minutes. Was there anything else here from the comment section?
I was going to continue at least the PPC ones. I said, the Warhawk, of course, it's got all those quirks, but the PPC Awesome is one maybe I'll take.
Yes.
That's
Mm-hmm.
got 20% heat reduction on PPCs and 20% velocity.
Which variant is that one? Is that the 9M?
8Q.
8Q.
Okay. Is it awesome?
It's the one all energy. Yeah, it's an awesome.
Yeah,
Oh
PPC
yeah,
velocity.
mm-hmm. Heat
Wow.
gen, yeah.
The structure plus 25 plus it. Jesus.
Woo! Yeah, that's nice.
That's a little tanky bastard.
Yeah, it's skilled out here. Mostly skilled out, I think. Yeah, fully skilled out. It's got 77 total armor and 67 structure in the side torsos.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's a beefcake.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm buying one.
The only problem is, people critting out your weapons. Like, at least people open up your armor, but you're like, oh, I'm just going to keep fighting. And then an urban mech with a couple of machine guns come along, and you go, no! And you run in terror.
and then you just waddle around. No, get it off me!
Like, I currently run it 2 heavy PPC, 2 large pulse. Yeah, it's a 50-point alpha I can throw instantly at the enemy.
2
Though-
PPC and large pulse, you said?
Yeah,
That's not bad.
2 of each. Though you can do like 4 PPC, 5 PPC even, and just throw out all the lightning.
Yeah.
Throughout the Armstrings, basically the 8Q, going back to lore quite a bit, the 8Q is the standard Armstrom, which you can see literally everywhere in lore.
Mhm.
The 9M was basically supposed to be an improved version of that, where you have
6-3, yeah.
3 additional missile hardpoints. So
Yeah.
you can do some extra stuff in MechWarrior Online. You get some energy cooldown instead of those PPC quirks.
And granted, I'm looking at the 9M right now, and for quirks at least, it does give you -10 energy cooldown, -5 energy heat, -10
Heat
PPC heat generation,
Yeah. Which helps.
or and plus 10% PPC velocity.
So
One nuisance with that though is look at those hard points. Like there's 4 stuck in the CT. What?
They are mixed around, and I know in the store, with the ones in the CT and one in the head, it's kind of just everywhere.
yeah. Oh, that's
I mean,
interesting.
I was going to say I want to run CT Narc, but then I was like, wait a minute, I have to put lasers there. Go zombie. Oh no.
Oh,
Well, at least with
my.
the AQ though, it's in the torsos. You have 5 in the torsos, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
put all the
Yeah.
PPCs and torsos if you want there, and there's also a 2 energy arm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Love that.
I would definitely go with the HQ as well. Yeah.
I just opened up the build I had on the Awesome 9M. I'm pretty sure I didn't touch this build post closed beta. I've got triple ERPPC, triple LRM5 on an XL 320.
Nice.
That is so dumb on so many levels.
Speaking of dumb, by the way, look at the 9M if you equip missiles in its arm, like alarm 20.
Yeah.
It puts like 4 blocks of 5 around the outside.
Oh my god, yeah.
I wish it had missile quirks. Like that could be a good MRM40 fist of fun, but it doesn't.
Fist of fun.
Just got
Oh yeah, I like how it like wraps around the arm.
It has a maximum of 20 missile tubes in that arm, so you can't even put an MM40 on there.
Well, you can fit it, and then as with all the
Well, yeah, it doesn't render.
well, yeah, the missiles just come out of Magic Land. Yeah, they're awesome. The awesomes, at least for PPC night, is an interesting choice. It does have struggle, at least when I'm playing it, it does struggle a little bit with exposing. It's not a hill poker, and it's not the greatest poking from the side either. But
It's just so wide.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a barn door.
people aren't used to shooting at it, though. I sometimes find, and like if I do the shooting over shoulder thing, people just like they're going, "Oh, it's an awesome, I don't care," and they shoot off my left arm.
Yeah, I will
Oh.
say it's a very mediocre mech when you first see it, but it's one of those like late game heavy hitters because everyone decided to ignore it.
But that's a really good shield arm though, man. Big time.
Yes,
Mhm.
those arms shoot really good.
They're
For
fairly
anyone,
good.
for anyone
Unless
not
you're looking
knowing, for anyone not knowing what biters mean by shoot over the shoulder, he means turn your legs all the way to the one way, turn your torso all the way the other way, and then using your arms to shoot the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got those arm hard points, so that's what I do. At least if they're close to me, what I do is I give my whole left side to the enemy, and I shoot over my shoulder with the right arm. And even if they blow off the left side, it's like, oh no, my heavy PPCs that couldn't hurt you at this range are gone. I'll just
Yeah.
keep large pulsing you.
All right, and also, then I know my personal favorite for PPC shenanigans is the Phoenix Hawk 1B,
Oh yeah.
just because this thing has ECM and it has quirks of plus 30 PPC velocity and just a bunch of base armor quirks on the arms, and they also gave it a silly little plus 20 machine gun rate of fire.
Well, and the 1B also has the benefit of having the only torso-mounted energy hardpoint on the Phoenix Hawks,
Which is funny because I never use it.
and it's mounted right at or slightly above cockpit level, so it's the best one for the PPC.
Yes.
Actually, mine is the Urban Mech R60 with a heavy PPC and 4 light machine guns.
Urban Mech.
Yes, Urban Mech.
Mhm.
One
Nice.
heavy
I mean-
PPC.
Me personally, though, it has sadly received a lot of nerfs because PGI thought it was too OP, was the Vindicator 1R.
Yeah.
I used to run around with just 2 PPCs in that thing, and it's got the 20% velocity, 15% cooldown, and 10% heat. It's still pretty good, and it's got the standard, or at least the typical huge amount of armor for Vindicators.
2
Yeah.
PPCs and 3 small pulse lasers. That was your build you gave me, and it works out very well.
Hmm
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
Maybe 2 more mechs to mention real quick before we run out of time are the classic heavy PPC mechs for Innisphere, the Marauder 3R and the Warhammer.
Marauder, yes.
Like those two, if you ever play tabletop, those two were your go-to PPC mechs.
Yep.
Mostly. They
Well,
don't have a lot of armor, but they're really good at what they do.
And to appease all the triads out there who are rolling in their graves right now, let's give special mention to the summoner with those high PPC nipples and the Hunchback 2C.
I guess you can do
Another-
thunder nipples.
Another oddly good PPC mech is the King Crab Hero Kaiju. It has a PPC velocity of plus 30%, and the weapon door things for the claws, where all the energies are located, don't actually interfere or cause a delay when firing energy weapons. So you can,
Yeah.
with the claws closed, you can fire your PPCs and they all fire immediately. They don't have to take that little half-second delay to open the claws.
Yeah.
Other mentions, special mentions would be perhaps the Panther. At least those often have PPC
Ooh,
quirks and
yes.
plenty of armor.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a fun idea. The Adder, of course, the Adder Prime. There's a
Yes.
whole bunch of quirks for the clans. And for me, at least, I'm gonna if I have the tonnage, I want to really try out the Quick Draw 4G with 2 PPCs.
Okay. And one mech we cannot forget to mention here is the Locust 1V.
Oh yeah.
Which I am taking out after the stream.
Yep.
I'm actually
30% energy cooldown for the one
Yes.
energy in the CT, but that is
Mhm.
plenty for a snub-nosed PPC.
Yeah, because look at this. So if you're actually watching the stream, look at my beautiful PPC right there. It's very, very inconvincing.
Didn't you also stuff AMS on that thing?
Yeah, laser AMS and
AMS, yeah.
and a snub nose.
Yeah, so instead of having a 4-second cooldown, it has a 2.8-second cooldown.
Yeah, it's gonna be so dumb. It's gonna do very little damage, but I'm gonna squirrel the hell with this thing.
Mhm.
It has a bit more DPS than a clan PPC.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of squirreling going on at that thing.
True. Nice. We could put a light and 4 light machine guns, but that's not worth it.
Yeah, laser AMS all the way.
Yeah. Not bad. It's gonna be a good time tonight.
Oh,
The
yeah.
light PPC has the same damn cooldown as the snub, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's 5 damage every 2.5 seconds at long range. That's kind of fun, but you know,
Yeah,
Or-
but doesn't the light
or 10,
PPC have a minimum range? Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
but you're a locust, so you can stay at distance and just be a huge nuisance forever.
Which one? Light PPC? Maybe I'll try them both. I'll do snub first, and then I'll do light afterwards and see.
I mean, in some
Give
funny
light
way,
Yeah, try. I played it a bit. Don't expect to get more than 200 points of damage in any game.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
But it's fun. It's just really not effective.
Well, Theme Knights
Yeah.
are really like 4 damage, which is like, let's try this. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, I mean, tonight my goal is not to get damage. My goal tonight is to be obnoxious, and I think
mean-
with this and the mislinks, I'll be happy.
if you're running light PPCs, though, like the 3M is a fun idea because that has a 20% missile cooldown, energy cooldown, and
Oh.
that thing has 4 energy in total in the arms and 1 in the CT. So you can, I'm not sure if you can fit 5 light PPCs, but you know,
5 light PPCs.
I heard talk about that today. Someone mentioned something with a lot of light PPCs and no armor.
yeah, I imagine you would need to strip the armor, but then after that, you could probably fit it. Let's look.
Oh, I'm trying it right now.
Anyway, I think we are
Yeah, I think
at the
we're
hour
done.
mark, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So, ooh, it looks fun when you put on 5 of those guys. Yeah, so anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and call the podcast, I think, a close for today. So we will definitely see you guys, hopefully, afterwards. I think we're going to take a quick bio break for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to come back for PPC shenanigans. So we hope to see you there. So again, this has been Lars, your casual mech warrior, Aethermech, Biter, Ian, and Old Bob. As always, you can catch us here on YouTube and Twitch, and of course, our usual social medias. Anyone have anything they want to point out to go to your channels or anything like that?
Just saying hey.
I say hey? Okay.
Durka.
Durka. Okay.
Durka.
I don't know if I say that. But anyway, so bio break for about 20 minutes, and we will be back then. Until then, yes.
See you
Bye-bye.
on the battlefield.
Ta-da!
Bye.
Target acquired.